Welcome to Rolling Deep. Today we are talking about the Dungeons and Dragons tarot card set. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's Emily from Rolling Deep, and today we are talking about the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck. Alright, this tarot deck comes with a guidebook, as most tarot card decks do come with a guidebook. They give you a little insight to the deck itself and give you a meaning for each card. So this one's a little different since it is Dungeons and Dragons related. Dungeons and Dragons is a fantasy role-playing game that takes place in the mind of its players. Tarot is an ancient form of divination that accesses the magical dimension of our world. Together, they create an adventure of the imagination, a treasure hunt to help you unravel the mysteries of life and discover the secrets of yourself. This deck is really cool because it combines tarot and D&D together. Some tarot decks do have different themes, but this one is a little bit more special. First, let me tell you about tarot. A traditional tarot deck is 78 cards, and they're actually broken down into two subcategories, major and minor arcana. The major arcana, those cards tell a story of important life lessons and events. They actually pictorially show the journey of the fool that ends in the world, and there's 21 steps between those two. The minor arcana is actually broken down even further into 4 suits. Like a typical playing deck of cards has 4 suits. These suits are the cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. But in this deck, they have translated those into different D&D themes. This deck of cards, we have strength, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Each suit has its own theme as well. And that's where you can kind of get some of the ideas from the cards when you're doing a reading. You can kind of interpret them based on the suit and then the card itself. They go from the ace to the king, just like a normal suit would as well. An experienced tarot reader could talk to you for hours about the meanings, reversed, upright, different spreads, everything. Let's keep it simple. And let's do a 3-card spread. What does that even mean, though? You don't know, do you? There's so many ways to interpret these cards. You can interpret them for yourself. You can have someone else read for you. And there's so many different meanings. Upright has a different meaning to when it's pulled upside down. And there's different spreads you can do that each card has a specific meaning, like past, present, future. Or if you're asking about a certain situation and need some guidance, you could just pull 1 or 2 and just give an idea about what's happening. So let's try out a 3-card spread. We can do it the traditional way, and I'll show you how to do it the D&D way. Let's take a look. Let's start with a 3-card spread in the traditional meaning. First, you gotta shuffle. And as you're shuffling, make sure you get really high up. Hopefully you get some ASMR from that. As you're shuffling your cards, make sure you think about the question you want answered, or the situation that you want some guidance on, or the D&D campaign that you're playing. We're starting off with the traditional reading, and I'm going to do it in a past, present, and future vision. The first card will be representing the past. The second card will be representing the present. And the third card will be representing the future. Make sure, like with any deck of cards, you cut it. And remember, there's no wrong way to do this. It's however you want to do it, and that's what will be. Alright, I have my cards flipped here, 1, 2, and 3, and my intention as I was shuffling the cards was actually to find out more about our channel, Rolling Deep, and the fate of the future.
Is that a good idea?
Yeah. Alright, for the past, we have the 4 of Intelligence in this deck. And it says, and the reflection for this card is taking time to meditate before moving forward while making sure you are not avoiding action. I think that actually represents our channel pretty well. We needed to focus, make a plan, and execute the plan. And I think we're doing pretty well. There is that card, the 4 of Intelligence. There we go. The second card I pulled for the present is the Chariot. Sometimes you can kind of interpret the meaning of the card just using the pictures as well. That's one way to interpret the cards. So let's check out what the Chariot means. The Chariot. Following through on your intentions and manifesting your desires.
I got chills.
I'm telling you, hard work pays off. Enough said. Let's move on to the future of our channel. It is the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see if you can see that. The interpretation here is a turning point in your destiny and your ability to adapt to change. That is a good future card. Why? The Wheel of Fortune card is very interesting for the future. It's about cycles and change and our ability to adapt to that. Our channel actually has a lot of change and a lot of cycles. We keep growing and trying different forms of content to keep it interesting. Each card in this deck actually has a different association that has a more D&D meaning. By that I mean you can use it during an adventure or to create an adventure or just to keep things interesting. So let's go through these 3 cards in a D&D perspective. So the way you can use these in your D&D campaign is you could create an adventure with the aspects of all 3 cards, or maybe just pull 1 card and that will be an encounter for your character. So let's take a look at the first card. 4 of Intelligence. So that one says, the next short rest you take acts as a long rest instead. So that one is actually kind of a bonus. So this card, if just pulled by itself, would be a perk in the game. Let's look at the second card, the Chariot. The encounter for the Chariot card is you find a trapped Ifrit who offers you his services for a year if you can find a way to free him. The third card, the Wheel of Fortune, when pulled by itself, says you meet a halfling wizard who, if you treat him kindly, gives you a wink of good luck. You gain advantage on your next roll. Now let's look at them together and try to make some sort of scenario for your characters to go on. So we have a halfling, an Ifrit, and some extra sleep. I don't know how to interpret this together. Look, it's late. I don't know what I'm doing. Like I said, there's no wrong way to interpret these. Just go how you're feeling. Pull a few more cards if you want to. Make it up. Your DM gets to decide how creative they want to be in adding these plot points into your campaign. This guidebook also lays out a 5-card spread that will help you add more complexity to the story. More cards equals more complex. The cool thing about this deck specifically is that you can use it for tarot or D&D or both. You can use these cards to ask questions about your own life and your character's life. You could even incorporate them into your character if maybe your character wanted to read tarot cards or was a fortune teller or uses some sort of magic that isn't already defined in D&D. A special thank you to Wizards of the Coast for creating this awesome deck, and a special thank you to our viewers for coming along with me and exploring it. Keep on rolling.
Mid.